over there. Hey, we're making a movie. It's gonna be groovy. I'm drinking a smoothie. We're making a movie.
I always find that rain brings new beginnings. So yesterday it rained in the middle of me realizing something about myself and kind of revolving around my perfectionism and like a little negative demon that comes out of that. And today I decided to structure my day in a way that's gonna like up myself and up the creation of No Nuts. So I'm going to sit in a park and just dive into the script again. I've been away from it as a director just as that instead of as a director who's working with other people on set. And I think just spending time with the creativity and with your mind is really, really important. I woke up a little bit groggy, because I had the day of woof woof woof. But I put my yogi helmet on. I put on some nice incense to bring the room to a nice little zen place. And then I did some yoga for headaches. Viewers, what are your remedies for headaches? Because I need to know ASAP. And I was on a way back. And then on the way back, I started prepping for the Khalees screening that we had. So we made little goodie bags that say, anybody want a peanut? We made that so that people who came to the screening could also see the work that we're doing on No Nuts. So like you flip one side's like, thanks for coming. And the other side's like, hey, here's another thing we're doing. Wanna help? Ooh, interested?
That's sealed for sure.
And at the screening, I just was overcome with emotions. And I felt so supported there at Syracuse Improv Collective and at the Jazz CNY Central. And I feel supported in Syracuse. And I think that's a feeling that everybody should feel.
Khalees is a 16-year-old on the west side of Syracuse, and he's discovering his voice through improv. So we've screened Khalees now 2 times, and the first time was a little rough because the audio levels were down, so you couldn't hear anything that was happening. But then we screened it again last night, and the sound was all the way up, and Khalees was there, and his grandma was there, and his cousin was there, and just seeing their reactions and like hearing the vibes of the place and seeing that people actually got it. It's really great, and now I feel reinvigorated to actually like put it places and to continue. No Nuts has been in the works for 2 years. Basically, it started out with a really, really awful first draft for me to graduate, but then we kept trudging away at it, and about 20 drafts later, it's now where it is, and people are working on it, and it has to happen. We're in too deep. So that's pretty cool, just releasing it out into the world and realizing, like, after 20 drafts, maybe it's time to just make it and get over that, like, this could be better and that could be better, because you gotta trust your crew and know that they're gonna make it as good as they can. Something personally that I struggle with as a creative is creating when you're unmotivated, but just wondering, what do you all do?
I think especially with vlogging every single day, you kind of have this added pressure of like needing to have something profound to say every day. But honestly, I have nothing profound to say today. It's like, sometimes you're just dealing with your own life stuff and you're just working, and sometimes you need a day to watch cartoons, and that's totally fine and you can accept that. And sometimes it's hard to accept that as people who are like working for yourself, or anyone who's like ambitious and is trying to do things. It's like, oh, I have to do something every single day I have to be on, but it's like, honestly, it's not how it works. So I always got to remember that and be like, I'm a human being and I need food and nourishment and sleep and cartoons. So one of my favorite things to ask people when I meet them is, what do you do for fun? Because I feel like everyone talks about, hey, what do you do for work? What do you like about your work? But work isn't your whole life. It's only one part of it. So who are you as a person, and what do you like to do when you're not working?
Hillary. Every day has sort of been a personal challenge for me, creating and editing daily content and having a really quick turnaround. And that's something that I've never done before, but I've always wanted to do it. And I think that's something that we've definitely brought to life in this vlog. And I love the process, but even though sometimes the process isn't always super smooth, sometimes like I forget my hard drive or my headphones, but like we usually make it work. partially that is like thinking on your feet, and partially some of that is trusting your wings of your team. Losa and I went over to Elias Gwynn's house. He's a guy that does film in Syracuse, just like us. We went to his house for a barbecue, hang out, network with other creators, but there were some cats there, and Losa and I love cats, and everything we filmed about the cats could be a cat video. My question to the audience is, when was the time that you felt super proud of one of your friends?